Hey everyone, welcome back to the Keep Watching podcast, where we decide what to watch so you don't have to. I'm James,
And I'm Sarah.
and today we're going to be talking about Singles Inferno 4, episodes 7 and 8. Sarah, this season's getting good. How you doing?
Oh, yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm doing pretty well, settling in for a bunch of dates these two episodes. Been going well.
Yeah, we spent
You
some
enjoying
time
it?
on these Paradise Dates. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this is good. It's not going in what I wanted, the specific matchup I've been rooting for all season. That doesn't seem to be
Yeah.
happening.
That seems to
But
be, I'm going to say dead in the water at this point. Not working out.
I don't think it's dead, but yeah, it's not. It would not be the normal path to get there at this point. I do have a strong prediction, which is I'm so confident. I almost feel like it's a spoiler.
Oh,
That's how confident I am.
okay.
So we can wait till later to get to that.
Sure.
Maybe people don't want to know. You know, I mean, it's pure edit read basically, but yeah. Oh wait, I wanted to correct something. I feel like I said like. For some reason, I swear I read somewhere, or I don't know if it was misinformation or something. It was just wrong. But I thought that season 1 and 2 were filmed like actually away from Korea, like.
Yeah.
And I looked it up, and Google just said for seasons 1 and 2, both the Inferno and Paradise locations were located near Incheon, a South Korean port city around an hour away from the country's capital, Seoul. So that could be fairly likely be around where they're filming this one.
Oh,
Also,
yeah, that makes sense.
So, yeah. But
Interesting.
I swear they didn't. I don't think they went to Seoul, though, in season 1 and 2. There must have just been a nice hotel that was, like, also on an island out there.
I'm not sure.
But this season, they're just flying to Seoul, like, helicoptering into Seoul.
Yeah.
But it's, I guess, it's not that far. It says it's an hour away. I don't even know if this is hour away by car or hour away by...
Oh, yeah.
It's probably shorter by helicopter, so yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I decided I should correct that.
Nice.
All right. Comment wise, like you and I started to diverge our opinions on the show in the last episode. And I feel like our commenters started to diverge their opinions on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is where it gets interesting. Everybody likes different people.
Yeah. Definitely somebody vibed with my Junso read, at least. So
yeah.
Somebody else.
I mean, I thought about that a lot because I don't know, you were pretty passionate about it, but I thought about it a lot. And I really just cannot see it the way that you guys are seeing it. Like,
okay,
I understand. Like, I've heard you express in the past, like your like hatred or whatever you want to call it for like guys that say, "Oh, I don't like girls that wear makeup," but then they're like super attracted to girls that wear makeup, basically. You know,
yeah.
But like that's not even like really close to what he said. So like he never said I don't like girls who don't wear makeup. Like he just said, "Oh, he like mentioned a positive thing that he liked about Minsel." And he's clearly into girls that wear makeup because they all wear makeup and he's really into Sion. So, right? Like, I don't know. I understand how you got there, but I think it's an overreaction.
All right. I still think you're wrong.
Okay.
That's okay.
Wow. It's tough out there. All right. We jumping in on this?
Yeah.
Going?
Got a lot of dates to go on.
So leave off here?
Yeah.
So we just matched 3 Paradise dates? We got Jian and Taehyun, Arin and Dongho, and why didn't I write down the third? Oh, Sion and Junso, of course.
Yeah.
The main event. The main event.
Sure, if that's what we want to call it.
We didn't know it was going to be the main event. It was the main event of the last episode, and it's going to be the main event of this for sure.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah.
So, which one do you want to dig into first?
I just have them in the order, but we could save Sion and Junso for last if you want. You decide.
Yeah, we can go on that.
Which one you want. You want to do Jian and Taehyun first?
That's how my notes are. Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, really? You have Jian?
I mean, no. I mean, Sion and Junso.
I was saying to do them last. Yeah. Let's do them last.
Okay, then let's do them last. That's what I was asking. Okay.
Well, that's what I said. Okay, whatever. Now let's do Jian and Taehyun.
Okay.
Boom, they're having dinner.
Yeah, this was not a date I was looking forward to. I just, I'm still hesitant about this guy.
I mean, I didn't think it was going to be like adding drama to the show at all, but
yeah, no.
But you say you just like cute things, so there was a chance for cuteness here.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true.
What's a Jian?
A Jian is a spatial designer, which she describes as arranging furniture for events for brands to match their image and values. Okay, sure.
Yeah, somebody's got to
do it. And she is 25.
There you go. Yeah, we're gonna find out like in years past. Like, I feel like there will be like some women that are older. Like, there's no like super young guy where all the women are older than them, or I don't know. All the ages of the women, the men are pretty like realistic in terms of the stereotypical way, right?
Except for, isn't Jung Hoon like super young? Am I
Jong
misremembering that?
Hoon, I can pull it up.
Our new guy.
Like super young, or like what's super
Like,
young? He's not like 21.
isn't he though?
Isn't he? Okay, maybe I'm not remembering at all.
Oh, maybe I wrote my notes down. No, he's 32. Forget it.
Oh,
My
okay. Yeah,
side notes
pretty
with
close.
people that have their ages on it. I just typed the wrong thing for him. Okay, we're good.
And we're about to meet Taehwan, the AKA super young boy.
Yeah, somehow this man is 31.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
Is Junsol
I
the
don't see
youngest
it.
at like 28 for the guys?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is the youngest guy.
I
Yeah.
kind of like it. I think it is dumb when like we've seen it
They
many
just kind of
times
set a
where
guy up for failure.
not
when
even
he's
this show,
younger
but
than
other
all
shows.
the...
It's just like, oh, this
Yeah.
guy's younger than all the women, and he literally has no chance because of the importance of age
Yeah.
to most
And
people.
they
on these
always
shows.
reveal the ages early enough where it's not like anybody gets super attached to him, and then,
Yeah.
they find out early enough where it's a deal breaker, and that's what happens. So, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a lot of like mid 20s women and low 30s guys.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, which I guess is, I don't know, is that this I still don't know what like the perfect like really universal sweet spot is. I guess it's never gonna be universal.
That's the thing. There is no universal. Yeah, it's different for everybody, but this seems to be what I guess we see a lot in these shows.
1 year difference tends to be pretty liked, or 2 year difference. I don't know if it gets like less good the more years it is, or I don't know. I don't know like where the breakoff point is, but
Yeah.
we did get the moment where weren't was it Eugen and Junsaw? Or wait, did Eugen? Yeah, Eugen and Junsaw weren't they like both 28? And I feel like they both were not feeling that like or it almost seemed bad. But everybody else, it's
seems very silly to me. You know,
Eugen's the oldest
same
woman.
age as like. Oh yeah, that's true.
I think
she is.
so. Yeah. So the oldest woman and the youngest guy aren't in a guys older than girls scenario. So
yeah.
And we got that, and it didn't seem like they were happy about it. So what it's silly, but I guess if that's just how it is, I'm kind of glad that they casted that way.
Yeah.
It leaves a chance for more potential possibilities.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, what's a Taehwan besides his age?
A Taehwan is a DJ and a club owner, and I try not to have biases about people, but I think I have a strong biases about DJs. I don't know. I'm just like, oh, really? I can't with this man. I don't know.
Oh, I thought this was like by far the most interesting occupation of the season. Actually, Junsaw was an artist or something that was unexpected, but
yeah, I don't know. I this does not endear me to this man more. Also, it doesn't like I just can't with this man. I don't know.
I don't like him more or less. It's just, he's not an actor or a model or like a business owner.
Oh yeah.
Like,
but he is still like in a profession that is going to benefit from promoting by being on a show.
Sure.
So I'm going to lump him in with that, but that's not, I don't know, maybe I just have leftover stuff from The Good Place, and Jason Mendoza being a wannabe DJ just makes it feel like DJs are good people. I don't know.
Wow.
I've never heard somebody retell an experience of dating a DJ and it being a good thing. We'll put it that way. How about that?
I have no experience. So
also, I'm predisposed to not like things about this man. So I'm probably crazy out of pocket on this, but I don't know. I'm even less vibing with him now.
I'm gonna say you just don't like Taeyeon, because I mean, if we found out
that's also true.
If we have Dongho was a DJ, you were not gonna be like, oh, I fucking hate DJ. I don't think you would have said that.
Well, then I'd be like, I'm surprised how I find him endearing, given that he's a DJ. I think is how that would go.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not feeling the DJ.
Probably offending many people right now.
Probably. I'm sorry. Well, I know I'm in the wrong, but like, it's how I feel about DJs.
Yeah. I kind of feel the way about dentists. I'll say that just to.
Okay. Interesting.
I don't know. It's more based on like personal experience with dentists, and
I mean that's fair.
They're kind of
everybody's
vibe, but
okay. everybody's got their things.
I watched the only good episode of The Bachelor that just started, which is the
Only
first.
good episode.
The only good episode of The Bachelor that I like is the first episode when you get to meet
Okay.
you get to like meet all the women, and then like prejudge them based on their 5-second interaction with
Got it,
with
yeah.
The Bachelor.
Uh-huh.
And there's usually always a dentist, and I usually never like them. But I don't know if it's because they're dentist or I just
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. It was a fun watch.
All right.
All right. Yeah, but so he also produces electronic music, I think he said, or he like somehow creates his own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's called house music.
Yeah.
Which is like a type of some kind of music.
Yeah, it's like
techno or I don't know.
Electronic music.
Electronic, yeah, that's the right word. Okay, yeah. So it sounds like it's a small kind of like a small thing he's setting up, but he's trying to grow the house music specifically in Korea, which is not popular
like
right
house music and party culture is what he said are new to Korea, and he's trying to grow it. So okay, sure.
Let the man dream.
Yeah.
I enjoy a good beat. Like when I
Okay.
hear something and it sounds good, I'm like, damn, I'm glad somebody made that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's fair.
So
Yeah.
yeah. I thought it was interesting. I like when we get people that are off the table. Like remember the guy last year that was like he was like like essentially the equivalent of like a Navy SEAL Coast Guard rescuer or something. We were like, damn, that's fucking hot.
That was great.
I mean, that's better than the DJ, but
yes, so much better than a DJ.
but the fact that it was just different was awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, by the same token, like Jiyeon's spatial designer thing is not a thing we've heard before and is interesting.
I guess. I don't know. I mean, it's like
okay.
Yeah, I guess we've gotten designers before, and it's a different kind of designer. So,
but it's at least a thing where I don't know that she is motivated to be on the show to improve her career necessarily. You know,
okay.
like it's
man, you really like Jiyoung.
I do, but also
Jeez,
like
you're willing to go that
I don't
far.
know. She's not like it's not in the same category of jobs that I think of as really benefiting from being on a show like this. You know, and I might be wrong, but
okay.
There you go.
Okay. All right. What else? What do we get from this date, though? Yeah, Jiyeon thinks. Oh, this was goofy. Jiyeon thinks that Taehwan talked to Haylin a bunch yesterday, and then the only clip we get, flashback wise, to like somewhat represent what she's talking about is they're having like a group meal together, and Haylin sits down next to Taehwan, and then they never talk. Like that's. And I don't know, like it makes me feel like she said this, and then the producers were like trying to find the footage she was talking about, and like this is the best they could find to like somehow justify what she said. That's like kind of how I felt. Or they're just doing her dirty by not showing what she's talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like because I didn't really pay attention to the clip they showed. What I paid attention to was she said that she kept like trying to look at him during that time, and he wasn't looking at her. And then he immediately says, I was looking at you a lot, and we made a lot of eye contact. And so I'm like, why are you immediately saying the opposite of what she just said? Like, I think she would notice if you made eye contact. Because, of course, I'm biased towards her part of the conversation rather than his.
Yeah, you're totally ignoring the part where she was like, you talk to Haylin a lot, and then they never talk in the clip at all. Like, he didn't even look at Haylin, for all the far as I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know how, like, I guess she did, like, say that she was feeling kind of jealous that they were sitting together, and so that's the part I was paying attention to.
She was jealous they were talking a lot. That wasn't happening, so I don't know. I don't know. I thought this was a pretty, definitely a concerning red flag situation on Jiyeon. Like, what? Like, if you're jealous, I don't know. This is just really, I don't know. This is a really bad sign to me of like hyper jealousy. And then she's gonna do a thing later in these two episodes where you tell me what she's trying to do, but I don't know what's going on.
Oh yeah. I took it like a complete opposite way, where I'm like, okay, she's expressing like she felt bad that she was talking to her instead of, or talking to Haylin instead of her, and then he's just like contradicting her statement about like.
But as far as I know, he's telling the truth, and she's delirious about what actually happened. You know. like if she's making up this stuff about Halen, then like maybe she.
Well, I don't
like,
know
I
that
don't know.
she made up that stuff about Halen
Yeah,
either.
I don't know
We
either,
just get
but it
the
just
one
seems
clip.
that way. It certainly. Seems
I would
that way.
also like be prone to believe that production wasn't really focused on getting a lot of footage of them anyway, because at this point they kind of can see that nothing interesting is happening. Maybe, I don't know.
My thought was, why is this even in the show at all? If they like, if
Mhm.
they don't have the footage to support what she's saying, then why did they even show it? I don't like. It almost seemed like they felt like they should show it because there was nothing, and she's saying there was something. I don't know. That was like the only reason to show what they showed, but yeah, they could have just not took this part out. I don't know. It was just kind of weird they left it in.
Yeah, I don't know.
They go ice skating though, and this was good.
Yeah, look at us getting activities for dates that aren't just like sitting in water. That's fun.
Yeah, because they can both skate. They're pulling each other around.
Mhm.
They're holding hands. There you go. Solid
Yeah,
date, Sarah.
yeah.
Solid date. No complaints. Other than whatever
it's
Gian was
okay.
talking about, but
Yeah, other than him immediately contradicting her in a weird way. Yeah, yeah.
well, if he did look at her, what is he supposed to say? Also, if somebody accuses you of talking to somebody that you never talked to, what are you supposed to say? What are you supposed to say?
Well, I don't even know that he said that he didn't talk to her. He just said, "Hey, yeah, we did make eye contact." I don't know.
Okay. Wow. All right.
I honestly think it's just production didn't pick a good clip because like they didn't care enough
But
about
why,
it. Like
though?
they're just, I don't know. People make mistakes.
All right. So you're full team Gian. Okay, we settled that.
I mean, over Taewon, are you surprised? Of course, from the very beginning.
I mean, you can
Always
be
true.
you can be reasonable about it. I'm not like a huge Taewon fan. I'm just like, whatever.
Okay.
It seemed weird.
Yeah.
All right, you want to do Aaron and Dongho?
Yes.
All right. I liked when they were pretending to be DJs in the helicopter.
Oh yeah,
But that didn't make you uncomfortable though, Sarah.
No, because it was only pretend DJs. It wasn't
Oh.
real DJs.
Pretending to be like a
so...
DJ is fine. Okay, I'll write that down.
Yeah.
I'll write that down. Okay. Write it down.
For a moment, for a bit, absolutely.
All right.
As a life choice, that's different.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
What if all of our main listeners of the show are DJs? You really don't know.
I truly do not know, and if I've
Jeez.
offended any DJs in our audience, I absolutely apologize.
No, you don't. It doesn't sound
I
like
do.
you apologize at all.
No, I don't want. I understand that this
You're not pulling any
bias
punches.
against DJs is a problem I have with myself. Okay, I have to work on it. I acknowledge that.
Okay.
Unless our listeners who are DJs are also assholes, in which case, I don't know. I assume they aren't, though. I assume they aren't DJs, so whatever. Anyway.
All right. They go to the hotel. What's an RN?
An RN is a 25-year-old model for advertisements.
Classic.
Yes,
Beauty brand.
Yes, and she's also done wedding modeling.
Oh yeah, we find that out. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I thought it was funny. He asked her if he's ever modeled as a bride, and then asked her how many times she got married, which I don't know, was just funny and cute, I thought.
Well, he chose to like joke that however many times she got into a wedding dress, that's how many times she's been married. Yeah. He's 30, so there's a 5-year gap here. About normal for this season. All right.
Yep. Oh, they find out that he works in an area that she not every day works at, but frequents for work. And then they find out that they actually live in like the same area or neighborhood or whatever, and
that seemed legit.
That's
they
fun.
actually like live in the same town or something, or city, whatever it is. I don't know how big that town or city is, but
same like area of Seoul, basically.
The work thing, they made it sound interesting, but then they kind of cut to the host, and the hosts were like, "Oh, she only goes there like every 2 months." Like the chances are they didn't walk by each other anytime, but
yeah.
But then they live in
like,
the same town, or like they currently live in the same town.
Yeah, they currently live in the same place. Yeah,
that's huge.
But I was wondering, like, is this something that people normally like talk about, and they just put it in the edit because they happen to live in the same area, or
they definitely talk about this.
Are they like, I don't know,
boring.
or these two, because they're interested in each other enough, are like a little bit more serious about finding these things out? I don't know, because it's like that stuff's important if you're gonna long-term actual date, you know?
Yeah, this came up on Love After Divorce when we did that podcast, because because they're from the US, but they're
because the US is huge.
It matters way more in the US than it does in Korea,
exactly.
But it's still gonna matter somewhat, I imagine.
Yeah.
I imagine they talk, like, everybody talks about this. It's just extremely boring if nothing interesting happens.
If nothing matches up, yeah, that's fair.
So, but if they do match up, it's like, wow, let's put that in the show.
We do get a confessional from Arin though, where she maybe thinks it might be fate or whatever, which is cute.
Okay, that's cute.
That's cute.
That's like
It feels like
normal
she's
nonsense.
vibing. I know
Normal.
it's normal nonsense, and
Okay.
production probably went, "Hey, do you think it's fate? Okay, repeat that over again." But still, the edit's being cute, and I like this date.
Actual cuteness, swimming pool.
Yes.
Because they're both bad at swimming. So they have fun just like helping each other try to swim, which I thought was I thought that was pretty cute.
Yeah, very cute.
And then they talk about going to paradise together again.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to match. It's over, right? This one's locked.
I would have assumed so at this point.
I don't know what Dong Ho is doing later in this episode, but I think he's just like being awkward.
Yeah, I think he is having difficulty processing information, and
yeah, because he wasn't even with Arin earlier. Like I had my problems with him because I don't think he was very good with Arin. But then Arin, thankfully, Arin persisted enough that he realized that he was good, and then it worked out. But yeah, all right. And then there's bedtime, and they joke about being married already. So it's over, right?
Yeah, it feels like
I
it should
feel
be.
like McLaughlin said, are we? I mean, are we getting? I do feel by the end of these 2 episodes, I really want another guy to join the show. Specifically, I want the guy that Minsol picked.
Yeah,
I forget what his name was. It wasn't Kia. It was the other guy.
Songbo, I think.
Songbo, yeah, that sounds right.
Or something similar.
I feel like we desperately need another guy. Because
we are uneven.
I want to say I don't know who it was. Sorry, I don't remember. But there was somebody who was talking about how it seems like there's not going to be a lot of matches. I swear somebody, but like I was actually when I was thinking about it before I watched these episodes and after we recorded the last podcast, I was thinking, wow, this could be like the most matches we ever gotten in a season. That's how I was feeling.
Oh, even with how many guys we have hung up on Xion?
I mean, I don't know what the record is like, but it can't be more than 3, right?
I think we're probably sitting at about 3 right now.
We've kind of lost the my Jinsaw Minsol one, so now we're we're kind of back down to 3, I guess.
Yeah,
at this point,
I think we're at 3 right now.
Yeah, so that 3's not too crazy, but it's definitely not low. So I don't know. Yeah. Anything else from Dong Ho in Arin?
Nope. But it was my favorite of the day.
It seems to be the most favorite by our commenters. Yeah, I think they're cute together. I find Dong Ho to be kind of like boring TV, but like he's not as interesting as the other guys to me. And like this is over. Like I just feel like this is over. There's no more real intrigue here. Like I totally understand if you like Dong Ho is like the person you would want to date the most or you like him the best.
Yeah.
But as far as like entertainment wise, I feel like it's over. There's nothing really more to see here.
I mean, the preview for next week would argue with you that there is going to be intrigue here.
Okay.
Because we do have 2 other women who are interested in him.
You think he's going to make this interesting?
I think the preview really wants us to think that is true. Okay. Whether or not that pans out, I don't know.
The 2 other women might continue to try.
Yeah.
But
he by the end of these 2 episodes doesn't shut it down with either of them.
Yeah, so, that was kind of odd.
Yeah.
I was surprised, but yeah, I guess we can talk about it more.
Yeah, when we get there.
All right, Xion and Jinsaw.
Yes.
All right, they're in the car. They're in the sports car. Xion is already talking. So we heavily predicted that this was like going to be a friend date, which is definitely not.
Yeah, it's not at all. All of my predictions were wrong.
But it starts out like it's going to be that. So like Xion is already talking about how she like stopped having fun after the 3rd or 4th day. And like she's currently supposed to be having fun with him right now.
Right. Yeah.
So like
seemed like a bad omen.
Yeah. Seemed like not a good sign. And especially it seemed like Jinsaw is picking up on this. Like he's fully aware of like the meaning behind the words she's saying. Also have to give okay, before we go further on senior, I have to give her obligatory it's so hard to be the most popular girl in this season.
Oh, yeah.
I have to give her that.
Hard.
But by the end of this, I have to admit, this choice is kind of hard. Like the Jinsaw versus Theo pick is actually a difficult choice because I like both of them by the end of these 2 episodes, at least.
It is a less difficult choice for me by the end of this.
Okay.
I think I end up squarely in Camp Theo by the end of these 2 episodes.
Okay. That's where you were just at the end of the last episode, so right? Right.
I mean,
actually, we didn't think Jinsaw was on the table, so I guess we weren't thinking about it.
Yeah. I didn't think it was really going to be a thing, but I mean, I think I'm wrong. Like, I don't think that's the direction she's going to go, but that is like the way I would choose to go if I were her, you
All
know?
right, wait for my prediction. All right. Yeah,
Okay.
feels so bad for Sion. Not really, but
Yeah. It is hard being popular.
it's so hard.
So hard.
Jinsaw's wearing glasses this episode. I was like, is I really miss him wearing glasses the first 6 episodes? Or it's just
I
yeah.
don't
He wears them
I don't
multiple
know.
times throughout these 6
Yeah.
episodes. We do find out Jinsaw drank instead of answering who he wanted to go with to paradise with next last night.
Yes, but then he gives this whole like explanation about how he did it out of consideration for Theo because he knew he's super into Shion and he's not trying to like rub it in his face or whatever. And she seemed to like that.
I think the actual explanation, or the more realist explanation, is that he didn't expect to get picked by her, so he didn't
Yeah.
want to like
Call
publicly
that
say,
shot
"Oh,
and
I'm trying to
yeah.
go with this girl that's not going to pick me." That feels
Yeah.
way more realistic.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah. All right. So Sion's like not really relaxed on this date, but
Hmm.
I feel like Jinsaw's doing his best to help her relax and make the date fun.
Yeah.
Like this date was kind of a bummer to start. I'll be honest.
Yeah. Like I feel like towards the beginning, like so like they awkwardly. I feel the age reveal goes a little awkward for whatever reason. Like I think she was hoping for a bigger age
Oh,
difference
really? I didn't even notice.
or something like that. And then like I feel like you can see her face change when he starts to talk about like his feelings or whatever. Like she was trying to just have a fun time and then she's like, "Oh, now I have to think about feelings and choices and whatever." Um
Okay.
just when it first happens, but then yeah, like the way they do talk through it like seems to be good for her by the end of it. But like I don't know, it seems like she just got a little extra stressed for a moment there.
Yeah. I mean, you thought she was trying to have a good time on this date? Because it felt to me like she was the one bringing the energy down. You know, like I don't think.
Oh yeah. Like definitely like in the car. Then I think like maybe by dinner she was like, okay, let's just have a fun time and get through it. And then like I don't know, she just made a face when he started talking about his feelings, and I was like, oh, she's not. She don't love that it took this turn right now.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It didn't seem like this was really a date at first.
Yeah.
Because she's going to talk about how she's conflicted with her feelings, which
Mm-hmm.
at the time when she first started talking about this, it was like, but that doesn't include Junsaw, right? Like
Yeah.
it's
Right.
between Jonsu and Theo. And then there's a lot of awkward scenes.
Yeah.
It's so awkward that there just has to be production manipulation going on right
Yeah.
now. I'll
Mm-hmm.
start saying that. Not only with what we're seeing here, but also with what we maybe didn't see when she went with Theo to Paradise. That's
Okay.
what I'm thinking. So they go to like the room with the square bath that I believe Junso was with Vinsol in this bath. It looked like the same one,
Oh
right?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's like, but regardless of that being awkward, it's just an awkward scene, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
they don't really go in the water, and she just sits on the edge, and she's like, all we see is like her peeling rose petals for the most part,
And him just like staring at her from a couch.
looking
Yeah.
at her, trying to figure out what she's thinking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they keep cutting away from this date, and then I'm like, and then I usually like I like cap off my notes and be like, well, that date was awkward, but then they just keep coming back for another scene.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, so I'm like,
And it continues to be awkward.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I literally, because like I'm rooting for Jinsol and Minsol, right? So I was like, all right, that was an awkward date. I hope Jinsol gets over her. That's what I wrote in my notes. But then we come back, for more,
Mm-hmm.
and Jinsol is starting to ask more specific, like how she feels about Theo. I guess is one
Mm-hmm.
of the first things she has. Yeah, and then she said she likes
Yes.
him, but then she makes it seem like she talks about being confused, but she does it in
But
a
like
way where it's
today, specifically,
yeah, it does.
like
She says it in a way. Her story is like I'm confused, which might be true. I guess it probably is
mm-hmm.
true. Yeah. But now the confusion seems to be between Theo and Junsaw.
Yeah. I mean, she does throw in like a Jungsu takes good care of her too, and
It's not
she
the
says like
same
her,
as how
but
she
it's
talked
not.
about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of like an afterthought that she throws in.
Yeah. So then this is where it starts getting weird. And then I want to say we cut away again,
Uh
and then
huh.
we come
Yep.
back to them eating more food.
Are there
I don't know
like
how many
aren't
dinners
they
they've had.
like drinking? I think this is specifically drinking time that also has
I
snacks or
guess.
something. Is what it is.
Um, So we get to see he asks her what she thought about him at first compared to what she thinks about him now.
Mm-hmm.
And she said she admits like she wasn't interested in him at all, and then but for some reason, I believe she phrases this like, but for some reason, not talking to him made her curious.
Yeah.
AKA, like all the other women seemed to like him, and then she got curious, right? Like that's the only explanation I can come
Yeah.
up with.
I think, yeah, other people would come back from Paradise with him and talk about, oh, he's so different. And that piqued her curiosity. She does say that, like, this felt like an actual real date to her, as opposed to, I guess, just a weird TV date,
Is that
which,
what she's saying? Okay.
yeah, or it felt like a genuine date, I think, was what I have written down is closest to the translation. But so that seems like a good indication of how this is going for him, right?
Yeah. I wrote down she really makes it seem like she had the best date. Her best date is this time.
Yeah, which doesn't jive with the edit we've gotten, which has been hella awkward.
I wrote down, Sarah, what am I missing here? What's going on?
The same thing I'm missing, I guess.
And then
There's
I like
just
I had to write down like, is she just stringing him along? Like, what is going on right now? Like, I could not believe what. Like, I thought we were seeing like a goofy edit that was trying to make
yeah.
it seem possible that this was a thing.
I think she is truly just interested in whoever is actively talking to her.
I believe that. I think Junso is an interesting guy, and I can't blame her for being interested in him. It just seems so out of left field with like how the date started and how we kind of like, I guess it comes from our predictions of like, oh, she only picked him because she didn't want to choose between the other two.
Yeah.
But yeah, even the beginning of the date, like even if you didn't have that bias going into it, I think that's the vibe it was. I don't know. This seems
Yeah.
so out of left field. And then from Junso's facial expression and then how he's going to go about this conversation, it seems like that's his read
Mm-hmm.
on Sion, is that, oh, she's saying she's having a good time with me, whatever, but I can tell she's actually thinking about the other guys, or at least one of the other guys,
Yeah.
when she's saying that.
Because he does like call her out and is like, you don't have to just say you're having a good time. Like, just I want you to be honest
Yeah,
with me.
which I love that. I love that so
Yeah.
so much. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
don't sugarcoat it. Like, your feelings are your feelings. Just tell me what they are. That's better.
Mm-hmm.
It's better for everybody. Better for me. It's better for her.
Yeah.
I guess he might not realize like we thought she was confused between the other two guys.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard
Right.
to, if she like, he's gonna eventually ask like, well, which guy do you like the most right now? And like, she might actually,
Yeah.
if she was actually confused between the other two guys, then it's kind of tough to answer. But I don't know. Somehow this turns into Junso's in play. I don't really know what happened here.
Yeah. I mean, but yeah, when he does ask her who she likes the most, at that point in this date, she says Theo.
Yeah.
But I think like by the end of the date, she might say, or at least we get a confessional after the date where she's like, oh, no, Junso's in first right now.
Oh, does she say that in a confessional?
I believe so. But that's like a confessional filmed like after the date.
Is it like right after the date?
Or like the next day when they come back from
Okay,
Paradise.
because there's a lot of confessionals with her like during the guys game we're gonna get, but
Mm-hmm.
a lot of it is like between Junso and Jongsu.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Theo's gonna lose in the first round, so I feel like I don't know, like I wasn't interpreting what she was saying as like Junso is beating Theo. It was just that Junso is beating Jongsu. But maybe
Okay.
maybe there's a confessional I missed though. I'm not sure.
Maybe I am misremembering that and turned into this. I don't remember now.
This is great though. What Junso is doing is so good right here. Like, just like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
like he could have just, I would normally more, if somebody had the awareness like he did to even see what was going on, I feel like
Mm-hmm.
you could just take the approach of like, all right, she's kind of BSing me a little bit, but it's fine. We'll just get through this date. We don't have to talk
Yeah.
about it. But I guess he persists because it's either because he like is trying to help her figure out, like, not be confused, or he just feels like he has to try something. if like he's
Yeah,
gonna,
yeah.
I don't know which one it is, but either way, it seems to help her.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So,
And it
overall,
helps him too.
Just
so.
the truth, just honest, like.
Yeah.
But even
That's true.
if it just helped her realize that Theo was her favorite,
Yeah.
that's great.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's awesome. Just say how you actually feel. It's so good. All right, here we go.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I do have this question though. So they go through a section where she's asking him what he's like in a relationship. Did any of that color your opinion of him at all? Because one of the things he says is, oh yeah, it's great to have arguments in a relationship.
He
And
didn't phrase it exactly like that. If you remember, if you remember a conversation from Love After Divorce again, right? One of the guys like
mhm,
straight up just said it like that, or at least it was translated that way. Like,
yeah.
of course, I argued with my ex-wife. That's what you're supposed to do. Like,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
how we phrase it.
Mhm.
I think Jinsol more or less like admits that he did argue.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then he even is able to like identify specifically that like, oh, he knows that he's stubborn or kind of things.
Yeah.
It came across to me as like some guy that's like been through some shit and has at least
Mhm.
like now self-aware of his like
Yeah, I
past
do love the
flaws.
self-awareness of it.
Yeah, because it's way better than like someone being like they're stubborn but they don't know that they're stubborn. Like, you know, it's like
Yeah. Mhm.
there's different degrees of stubbornness. Everybody's stubborn to some degree, right? So
Mhm.
the way he was phrasing it didn't make it seem like I'm so stubborn it's a problem
Okay.
necessarily, but
All right.
yeah.
I think I have one quote from him where having arguments helps you understand yourself and each other better. And I'm like, I don't think you need to argue to do that. You just need
Yeah.
to talk. It's fine. You don't need to argue.
I don't think it needs to be an argument, yeah. That could be
Yeah,
a weird translation thing, but
that's true. And I am just so like conflict averse that I'm like, ooh, arguments. No, thank you.
yeah, like if you like challenge somebody on something that they do or believe in, like I guess you could call that an argument, even if it's not like an actual like shouting at each other, you know. But
Yeah, that's true. People have different definitions of what constitutes an argument. Yeah.
'cause I swear there's some subtitle phrasing later. I think it's in these episodes where I first
Mm-hmm.
started reading it. Oh, it's later when they refer to like as Junsaw is like, or no, Jung Soo is like too nice to people. It's clearly like not an accurate representation of what they're actually
Oh,
meaning,
yeah.
right? By using the word nice.
Mm-hmm.
At least I hope not. But but
Yeah.
we'll get into Junsaw later. So I don't know. I kind of took it as like, you know, they're using the word argument, but I don't know. The self awareness made it not so bad to me
Yeah.
on
Okay. Fair.
Junsaw's part. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
very possible he used to suck, but he seems
Yeah.
good now. That's
Okay.
all that really
Fair.
matters.
Fair enough.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Uh. Yeah. Sion just kind of repeats herself when at first, but then eventually she gets to say Theo, right? Like she sticks with
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the word confused, at least in the subtitles.
Mm-hmm.
Um. But we get to Theo, and then Jinsaw asks why for Theo, and she says, "I keep thinking about him."
She also says because he expresses his feelings a lot. So she likes to
Okay.
be told that he
Yeah.
likes
Yeah.
her,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
She's definitely into that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Which I mean, fair.
Yeah. All right. I wrote it down. This is great. Honesty
Okay.
helps both of them. This is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
CN
Mm-hmm.
starts to cry, you know, that happens.
Yep.
It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Thought that was the end of the date, but it's not.
It's not. Yeah, she says something about how she's just gonna follow her heart, which I feel is like a line we get a lot in this. But yeah, then they're going to bed and she's like, yeah, let's just sleep together in this bed. It's fine. Let's go. And then they do, which is like never happens.
Yeah, because Jinsaw's the man. That's why.
And
First
so
man to
my
agree.
prediction
First man, not the first man to be offered. First man to actually accept.
agree. Yeah, yeah. And so my
Let's
prediction
go.
of it's just one person under the covers. Nope. Totally wrong. It's these two under the covers in bed together.
Once I saw their bed, I was like, I think it's them. Like it was like if it's on this set of dates, I was like, I think it's gonna be them. Like it just
Yeah.
recognizing the bed.
I do think the preview had like some like a woman's voiceover saying like aren't you moving too fast, and I don't think that was actually in the scene, so like they did try to punch it up a little bit in the previews by adding that on there. But yeah.
Do we want to like psychoanalyze Cian for a moment?
Okay. Is that not what we're already doing?
I guess we weren't, but I guess I want to like my feelings of Cian is like I feel like she's how old is Cian? Like 26,
25?
25, 26. I don't know. I feel
Yeah.
like she just doesn't really know herself yet. That's kind
Yeah.
of what I feel like. So like her
Uh-huh.
vision of romance or like dating is like very basic. It feels like almost like hot guy being nice to me. But now
Yeah,
she
yeah,
has like
fair.
three hot guys being nice to her, and she like literally is blind to their differences. Like she can't
Yeah.
tell
Mm-hmm.
she can't tell the difference between Jongsu and Theo or Jongsu and Junsaw. You know, it's like
Yeah, like truly Jungsu should not be in the running at all with these other two guys. It makes no
yeah,
sense.
and he might not be anymore, but he certainly
Mm-hmm.
was. At least I don't know. Yeah, it just feels like she hasn't figured out for herself what she's even looking for past just like a hot guy that's nice to her. So
Yeah.
that's why she's in this situation right now. But
Yeah,
all
I
right.
agree.
She cries. End of
And
scene.
then,
We come back.
uh-huh.
You really yada yada through the rest of this.
I mean,
Yeah.
more
Then
or
she's
less what
like, she's
happens.
not crying. She seems happy because they walk off together to like be off camera from the crying or something. I don't
Yeah,
know
I
where
think
they
he like
went.
walks her to the bathroom. We get a little bit of like hearing her crying alone in the bathroom, which is never fun. Uh,
And
and
then
yeah.
yeah, she seems happier. It seems like it almost seems like she's come to terms with, oh, I do like Theo the best. Isn't this great? I figured it out. That's the
Yeah.
vibe I got.
Uh-huh. Yep. Based on all the other words she said so far.
I
Yep.
wrote in my notes Junsaw doing God's work at that point. At that point, what a legend.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
but then Junsaw jokes about going to paradise together. I didn't know how to interpret this. Very
Uh-huh.
confusing at the time. And then we're gonna get into him actually accepting the offer to sleep in the same bed, and boy does he
Yep.
accept.
Oh yeah.
Like he's not even
He gets
he doesn't accept, and then he's like awkwardly shy in the bed.
no,
It's
no.
like it's like he's next to somebody he's slept next to hundreds of
Uh-huh.
times.
Yep. He really just gets in there, goes. I guess the big moment that the host gasp at is like it seems as though he throws an arm over her under the covers. They're cozy, comfy cozy.
Incredible. This actually no, they cut back to Inferno before they cut back to this, right? Like this is actually scattered
Oh
throughout
yeah,
the
yeah.
episode. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
okay. I had to find my notes. Yeah.
Oh, he does too. Also, before he gets comfy cozy under the cover, he like planks over her to see what time it is. That was the move.
Smooth. That was smooth. That was sexy.
Was it? That just felt awkward to me. But
I mean,
okay.
it felt awkward because I thought she had decided that she liked Theo the most.
Also, yes,
But
yes,
I think
100%.
we're not getting all the information.
Yeah,
Like something
they
is
are
weird.
cutting some shit out of this edit.
Junso's also wearing Mickey Mouse pajamas or pajama t-shirt.
Yeah, he gets in bed in
No
Mickey
shame.
Mouse pajamas
No shame.
with a face mask on, like
No
the
shame
most
at all.
ridiculous you could look getting into bed with a woman for the first time.
Yeah.
And he
This guy's
pulled it
awesome.
off, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they make fiery emotional love in the bed together. That's what I wrote in my notes.
I mean, who knows? We don't get that part of the edit.
No. But yeah. But it's a lot of like, yeah, I guess like Junsaw, isn't it? Like I don't ultimately like what's the read here? Like they're just both crazy drunk. That's what it's gonna
Maybe?
seem like. They
I
talked about
guess,
how
yeah.
they had like 80 proof whiskey or something insane.
Yeah.
I don't
They
know
talk
how
about
much
that a lot
they
the
had.
next day.
I'm not like I don't know alcohol at all, but I'm pretty sure that's fucking high. Pretty sure that's high.
I was not counting how much they were drinking when they were on screen. I
But
don't
even
know.
80 proof anything is insane, right? Like
I don't know.
maybe I don't know. I really don't know. I just thought that sounded insane. I thought like, some like a beverage that was 10 proof is like if you had a couple of those you'd get drunk or something. I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Truly, I don't know. I go, bartender, make me a tasty drink, and then that's I'm not in the details.
Whatever it
with
does
these
to me,
things.
it does to me at that point. All right. Yeah. So yeah, if you like Dong Ho, that's fine. But
Mhm.
Junsaw is providing the most entertaining content I've ever seen on this TV show. Like this is incredible.
Okay, fair enough.
So good.
But
we
like,
need more of this.
This is entertaining, but I don't know that like I'm not super invested in them as a couple or anything. Like honestly, I'm not super invested in Shion most things.
Yeah, I don't care about Sion at all. But
So that makes it hard to be like, oh yeah. But yes, it is entertaining to watch.
yeah. I mean, I don't know much about Arin that much either, but
I know that
but
it's cute when she's hanging out with Dong Ho.
Yeah.
And that's kind of enough for me.
Yeah.
But like I don't get super invested in it's so difficult to be so popular.
Yeah, I don't really like Sion at all, I'll be honest.
Like I'm not like super into this. Oh, well, there's gonna be 4 guys in front of her at the end on the beach, and it's gonna be a whole big thing about who she picks or whatever. And I don't know.
You mean like
I don't
the
care that
drama
much.
of this TV show every season?
Yeah,
I wish it was a bit like you would like if Dong Ho got 4 girls in front of her, you wouldn't be like, oh, this is so stupid, right? You'd be like, oh, good for Dong Ho.
I mean, Dong Ho is gonna get like 3 girls in front of him, and
Yeah,
that's
maybe.
fine.
Maybe it depends on how people change,
But like it'll be fine for me because like
you just like Dong Ho.
I like Dong Ho. Yeah,
There you
he
go.
is, I think, charming and cute to watch, and also I like the pairing that I'm pretty sure he's gonna pick, which is Arin. I like them together. Um, Xion and Junso are interesting together just in that, like, he seems to be putting the work into making her talk, and then they got into bed together. Like, that's the interesting
They're interesting
part there.
in that Junsaw is interesting. That's how I kind of look at it.
Like, yeah, and then like when she's with Theo, that is interesting because Theo is such a character.
Yeah.
And when she's with Junso is interesting because I'm just busy going, girl, what's wrong with you? Run away from this man. So none of it is about Xion herself.
If you care about like thinking about dating past the TV show, like I don't have confidence that anybody Sion's gonna pick. Like Sion doesn't. It doesn't feel like Sion's ready to select like somebody that's gonna work with her the rest of her life. She's got stuff to figure out.
And in the same way, I don't think any of the guys are really picking her in that same way either. I think they're like, oh, look, it's the hottest girl.
Maybe. I mean, Junsol. I will say about Junsol, like, I feel like I've had feelings like this before, where like a girl opens up to you and is like vulnerable, and like that makes you like them.
Oh yeah, that is true. Across genders. I mean, like,
I just only said this because of me, because from my personal experience, but.
Vulnerability is hot, yes.
But from that perspective, I can at least start to see where like Junsol is seeing something about her personality that he likes, but yeah, I'm definitely not seeing it totally from it. Like, I don't know how he got to this point before.
Yeah,
I can see like kind of why he liked her after this date, but I don't see how we got here to begin with.
I don't see how he went from good chemistry with Minsol to wait, I gotta check this other girl out, and totally shifting his whole perspective of like the direction he was going, right? Like that I don't get.
Well, I mean, I don't think he was ever committed to Minsol in any way.
He wasn't committed to her, but he like had what he called a good date, like that
she picked him for a special meal, and then he thought
that's true, he did
something. Yeah. That's
okay, I forgot about that. I guess.
I think Junsol's. Is Junsol picking the person that I want him to pick? Hell no. He's not picking the person I want to pick. But I can see how he got there.
But even like, I feel like wasn't he already pretty like, hey, let's go to paradise whilst on that lunch date? Like it just felt real fast. I don't know. But hard to say.
You talk to somebody on the show, and then you're like,
I know.
We got a conversation. Maybe you want to do this in paradise somewhere? Oh yeah.
I guess
that's what you do. That's what you do.
I don't know. I don't think the show did a good job of telling me why he liked her so much. But
yeah,
whatever.
And I think that's because he saw something that wasn't there. That's honestly why.
Okay.
That's at least that's what it seems like. All right, there we go.
Okay.
Do we have to go back to Inferno, or do you want to go?
I mean, we can just. There's morning stuff.
There's morning stuff.
Real quick. Which is they wake up together in bed, so they stay there. Like that sleeping arrangement was the sleeping arrangement.
Yeah. I just want to point this out. So first date with Jongsu, Sion and Jongsu. She offers Jongsu to go in the bed, right?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Date with Theo. We don't see anything.
That's true.
We don't see anything from nighttime activities.
So, are you thinking that she also offered, and that perhaps he also took up?
There's no chance she didn't offer Theo a chance to go into bed, and we have not been allowed to see whatever that was. I just want to point that out.
So you think that but do you think that they would not show it?
I think they're saving it. Yeah.
Okay.
You want the spoilers now? I can give it to you.
Okay, so you're theorizing Endgame. She's picking Theo.
She's picking Theo in the Endgame. Yeah, it's very. It feels very well. It's like kind of similar to Singles Inferno 2 a little bit, where like they're showing us like the spiciest paradise date, and then everybody's like, oh my god, that's crazy. Of course they're gonna pick each other after that chemistry, and then it's not gonna be it. And then Theo's gotten very much At first, it felt like it was an edit that he did not deserve, right? Where like he's like, I've decided to only go after Sion, and after like immediately after our paradise date, I only was in on her, right? But then he also gave up multiple chocolates. But we're getting the edit that he is just the guy that is only into one girl. And
Yeah.
he is at this point in the show.
I mean,
but it started
he's
way
dating that a lot,
earlier.
yeah.
Yeah, it is at this point in the show, but it started way earlier then. So it's very I'm forgetting the names of the season 2 people, but it's different because the guy in season 2 like never got to go to paradise with the girl.
Yeah.
But Theo has. But the vibes are very similar in terms of like I can't tell if I guess even with season 2 or season in this season, like I don't know what the edit is trying to get us to root for. But I think it feels like they're setting it up to be a feel-good story that Theo wins out in the end here.
Yeah, that makes sense. We are getting a lot of, in these 2 episodes, scenes of Theo being a little bummed that she's off in paradise with somebody else or about to be off in paradise with somebody else. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I buy it.
I feel like there's something else I wanted to say, but if I remember, I'll say it. All right.
Oh, and then she finally straightens his hair, which is
straightens his hair. Yeah.
Silly.
There you go. What do you think? Did he look better or worse?
Worse. I liked it wavy. I liked it wavy.
Oh, yeah. I wrote, I think he looks very similar.
I mean,
it was not significant at all.
Not significant, but it was worse.
It was worse. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cute scene, though. Can't deny that, right, Sarah?
Yeah.
It's a cute scene.
It was cute. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep. All right.
All right. You want to go back to Inferno?
Back in Inferno.
At night. What happened in Inferno night?
We get
it's a lot of
Jungsu,
stuff, right?
Haejin conversation. Yep.
This is where we start getting so like Haejin suggests to Jongsu that maybe he shouldn't be so nice to everybody, which I just took at face value of the translation, which made me write in my notes. Is Haejin a monster? Like, what is she saying? Like
what she's saying is
I know what she's saying now, but
he is nice to people in a way where she can't tell if he likes her when he's nice to her.
Yeah, and then we're gonna immediately see how Jongsu does this with both Haejin and Haelin, where it's like, okay, I know what they're talking about, but like the face value of the translation is like, maybe you like should be mean to people so they don't think you like them. It's like okay, she's essentially saying like, I don't know, nice is just not the right word, but she's like basically saying, don't be nice to me if you're not interested in me.
I took it as more of a don't try to like take care of me if you're not interested in me. Like don't
I guess
try to,
is that what it is?
Things.
Like
I think.
Okay, so don't, if you're not romantically interested in somebody, like don't like do anything extra.
I didn't say I think it's a good sentiment or a way to live. I just think that's what she's going for. I think you should be nice and kind and helpful to as many people as you feel like being nice and kind and helpful to.
Yeah. Okay. But Jongsu is going to admit to Hyejin that he's most interested in Sion.
Yeah.
That feels honest. I'll give him credit there.
Yeah, but then she's like, okay, I heard everything I needed to. Let's go. And he's like, no, let's just stay the 2 of us. I'm like, that is not just interested in Sion behavior. Stop it, my dude.
Yep. All right. I got more to say on Jongsu, but we might as well get to the Haelin stuff. You want to do the Haelin conversation?
Yes. Oh, but first of all, her pants,
Whose pants?
Haelin's pants.
Oh, Haelin's pants. Okay.
They say family disappointment, but it's across the front instead of across the ass, and I've never seen pants that have words across the front instead of the ass.
What is it? What does it say?
It says family disappointment, which is hilarious, but I just don't know why it's not on her ass and it's on the front of her pants.
Okay. Well, she wants, people look at the front instead of the back,
I guess. Okay. I've never seen pants like that.
I didn't even notice.
It's also funny. Oh, it's the first thing I noticed when she came on screen.
I could not even tell you. In my head, I want to say it was jeans of some kind, but that sounds wrong based on what you're saying.
Nope, it was like a sweatsuit, tracksuit sort of situation.
Oh, okay. I might be confused.
With like a matching jacket.
Oh yeah, I'm confused.
Oh yeah, I don't know what she was wearing the next day. Okay. I don't know, but yeah. Okay. Anyway.
So in this conversation with Haelin, Jongsu just admits he picked Sion for the last Paradise date, and Haelin picks Dongho, so they both didn't pick each other. Even though they went to Paradise though on Haelin's picks, right?
Yes.
It was Haelin and Dongho. Yeah, I mean it was Jongsu and Dongho. Okay. He says he likes her, but he wants to talk with Sion since he most recently went to Paradise with Haelin.
Oh, and he says he's not good at multitasking, so that's why he has to just focus on Sion for right now.
Yeah,
which is also silly.
Yeah, is that a crazy sentiment? Because they almost set it up like at the end of this, like oh, maybe Jinseo's gonna pick Minsol because he just went with
Oh yeah.
Sion. But I don't know. I guess if you're like if you're still undecided,
If you're still
maybe
undecided, that makes sense, but I don't believe either of these men are undecided. And the fact that Junso is pretending that he's undecided is bullshit.
yeah, you're definitely not undecided if you're going back to back Paradise with the same girl.
Yeah.
There's no way. But
100%.
in Jungsu's situation, I guess theoretically he could be undecided because he did just go with Halen, and then I don't know if this is like a super red flag or not.
Not on its own, but in combination with the rest of him, yeah.
I'm just trying to isolate this one sentiment that
hmm
okay, I haven't decided, and I just went with you, so I'm gonna go with the other girl. Like, is that? I guess it's not like so crazy. I mean, probably the girl's
No.
not gonna like that either way, but it's like logically, it's not crazy. I think.
Yeah.
By the end of this, though, it does seem like he's just saying anything to not upset her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
He also tells her she's his ideal type in terms of looks again. I think he said that. He leaves out the ideal personality part, which
well, I mean, she does the exact same thing with him, so they're on the same page.
I don't know if she only ever said about him, oh, he's my ideal type in terms of looks. Dongho is the personality, but we've seen Jungsu, it might have been to Jinso that he said, oh, she's my ideal type in terms of looks and personality. But he's not going to bring up personality to her face because I don't know if that's still range true.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah.
But then, okay, this is a good Halen scene though, because then Halen just starts asking him like, all right, what do you like about Sion?
And how is it like, different from me?
Yeah. Like he's like, I like her personality. Her personality is charming or something. Is that what he said? Mm-hmm. He's like, okay, how's she more charming than I am? And then he's like, honestly, like can't even put a rational thought together after this. Like,
I think he just says he's like, he has an urge to take care of Halen, but Sion weighs on his mind.
Yeah, it's like he couldn't answer the question, so he tried to like turn it into a different answer than he previously had.
Yeah,
that's kind of what it was. Okay, it's not that her personality is more charming, but I do think about her more. But then they ended in a way where like it seemed like it probably was. I guess it seemed like he answered the question like, how is she more charming than me? She weighs on my mind more. It's like, what? That has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
What's also great about these two scenes though is like Hyejin and Halen like just see through his BS. And
oh yeah, I love
it. It's so it's so good. It's compared to what we got in season 3. It's just so good to see. Which is why I'm actually super high on this season because like even the people I'm not actually rooting for at least like aren't falling for like the BS guy of the season or whatever, you know? Mm-hmm. It feels way better.
It's great.
To the point where like at this point with Jungsu, like I almost feel like sorry for him in a way. Like I pity him a little bit. Like it seems like if we want to do amateur psychology again, it's like I don't know. Like it feels like he physically like cannot stop himself from like ending a conversation where he feels like he looks bad, and then he just makes it worse. I don't know what it is.
Oh, you think it's like
can't stop himself.
Oh, so you don't think it's like a purposeful choice to just lie to all these
women? Like it almost
I feel like it's a purposeful choice to lie to these women.
I don't it's just it's
okay,
so
okay.
I don't
Even know. Like the end of this, she very directly brings up that she is also confused by his attentiveness because it seems like he's attentive to everyone, and so she doesn't know if it means anything. And he tells her that he's not attentive to others, which is the exact opposite of what he just said in the conversation with Hyejin. And then, like, in confessional, he doubles down that he's like, oh yeah, I was super clear to Halen that I'm more interested in Sheen. Yeah. And I'm like, that is not true of the words you said. You're just complete full of shit.
Yeah. But that's what, I don't know. I've seen it so much now that I almost feel like he just has, like, some problem. Yeah,
the problem is he's a lying liar who lies.
Well, yeah.
But the problem
I'm saying, like, it almost feels like it stems from some sort of, like, trauma of, like, making people feel a certain way about him or something. And he's, like, he's always on, like, a mission to, like, say the thing that will get him out of looking a certain way, but it's just making him look bad, you know? Because there's no reason for him really to lie. I guess you could say he's trying to make them backup girls or something. I guess you could say
Yeah.
that.
There's that. And I think he also is really invested on getting an edit where there are multiple girls interested in him. Like when they got chocolates and he was like, oh, I thought I'd get more. Like, I think he wants to be perceived on the show a certain way.
That could be it.
And yeah, I think you're more forgiving of the motivations behind it, I guess. Like, I think we're saying the same thing, but I'm like, nah, I don't.
I'm not saying it's good either way.
I know, but you're like kind of like excusing it in a softer, like, oh, maybe there's a reason. I'm like, I don't care if there's a reason. I don't like it.
Oh yeah, I mean it's not good either way. But yeah, I guess I'm way more willing to be sympathetic when like he's like not succeeding. You know, like last season.
Oh yeah.
Last season, the guy that was doing, I don't know if he was doing exactly this, but you know, the guy that was annoying me, like the women just could not see that at all, or even if they did see it, it wasn't enough for them to like not pick him in the end. It was just so like
very frustrating.
The like it felt like a step in the wrong direction for like the human race. I don't know, like where this is 100%. Like, okay, this guy's like getting shit on. You know, maybe there's some deeper problem with him that I can at least entertain because at least he's not succeeding.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
This man's leaving with nobody, right?
Oh yeah, 100%. He is going
so.
to stand in front of Xion on the beach and be left on the beach. Yeah.
You never know if like if you never know with like how people choose to be in the end, but like he could be like, oh, Xian's not going to pick me, so I can't pick her, and then some other girl might just be like, oh, I can match if I choose him or something. So, you know,
I guess. I mean, I don't know who Heijin's going to pick because honestly, she's not vibing with anybody, right?
Heijin? Oh, I have no idea. Hopefully, I really feel like we need another guy. But do we really have 4 more episodes of this show without another game changer? Because it feels like I don't know what drama we're getting if we don't have another game changer.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, it's if we don't get another game changer, it's just gonna be Xion.
It's just Xion.
I mean, like, oh no, I'm so popular. It's so difficult. Although knowing her, we'll get another game changer, and he'll be interested in her, and then she'll just have another guy to be upset about.
Yeah.
So
hey, I'm down for Xion. Xion 5th paradise date with a different guy. I'm in. Let's do it at this point. We might as well keep going.
Okay. Yeah. Get that high score.
Yeah. All right. That's the Jungsu story. It's so good to see the villain lose. It's so good. Compared
it is. Yeah.
Contrast to last season, it just feels so good. We also get a Theo and Eugen quick thing here, right?
Yes.
Or what did I write this?
He is sad about the situation with Dongho, and he encourages her to just go for it anyway.
Oh, this is where we started to get the Theo, like, oh, this Theo's saying the things that I want people to say all the time. Whether or not we didn't get the actual footage of him saying this to Xion, but he's telling Eugen that he told Xion like he wants her to meet with all the guys that she's curious about and then realize that he's the one, which is like that's the attitude I love of these shows. So I mean, I don't know if like he actually said this or now he's thinking that now he's not going to paradise with her on the regular or what.
Right.
But I mean, just anybody saying this on the show, I know I'm a Theo fan. I'm just like straight up a Theo fan now, you know?
Nice. I want you to remember this moment when we get to a conversation Ji-young has the next day.
Ji-young. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Just put a note in there and remember that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. But yeah, I am also, I said it earlier, I think I'm a Theo fan at this point, and he says more stuff later in the next episode even that pushes me over even more. So yeah, and I like this continuation of their cute little friendship. You know, they seem to the campfire night they had a little, you know, they were being pals. It was nice. I was like pals.
All right, they're here. You know, the people that nothing's happening, they're there for Sarah.
I mean, he's got something going on. It's just.
I mean, yeah, I'm just
taking the long route.
He has something. Eugen has nothing.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't write anything about Eugen in their conversation. It was just about they talked about other stuff, but it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't relevant to the story other than this cool.
It's relevant to stuff that's happening later. You know.
Okay. That's basically episode 7, right? It ends with the sleeping, but we kind of skipped around.
Oh yeah.
Okay, episode 8. Even episode 8 goes into that.
Oh yeah, it starts with the morning in paradise stuff.
Yeah,
but
we basically get back to Inferno at some point in episode 8.
Yes.
Yeah, that's where we find out that they had 80 proof whiskey.
Yeah. When they come back, they're just talking a lot about how drunk they got and
Yeah,
continue to talk nonsense to each other all night. I guess in bed
that's how
because
they phrased
they
it.
didn't tell anybody in bed, but
I mean, as far as what we saw, like I kind of agree, right?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
yeah. I mean, I just don't. I don't have enough experience with like, okay, this is how a drunk person acts in this situation. Like,
okay,
I don't know. But were they really saying anything? It's just like the most intimate thing we've ever seen on the show. But like
right.
the if you're just looking at like the value, like what they're saying, I guess I didn't write down anything specifically, but
Yeah, I didn't
they
write down what they
described
were
it as
talking about either.
nonsense. You know,
Yeah,
but nonsense can be cute too. So it's
yeah,
not now nonsense can be good too. So yeah, it's not nothing. That's for sure.
yeah.
Everyone basically has to listen to everybody's Paradise story, and there's a lot of people that do not want to hear.
Yeah, Halen and Eugen talked ahead of time before everybody got back. And they're like, I do not want to hear about our on her date with Dong Ho. I do not want to hear it. And then
Unless it
they
went
have
really
to hear
badly,
it.
then then I might want to hear about it.
I think they assume that it
Yeah,
is not going
they assume they're
badly.
dead in the water. I think.
Yeah, pretty much.
Um, there's a girls' chat and a guys' chat back to back here. I didn't actually write anything down, but Sarah, did you have anything for me?
Um, Let me
I
see.
didn't think anything was that interesting, but
Yeah, it's mostly people suffering through
yeah, it
the
was kind of
Dong
like
Ho.
a rehashing of the Paradise dates again.
Oh, we do get that Halen says she's made up her mind. So she after talking to Jungsu and the implication is that it is
It's
not
Dong
to
Ho.
pick Jungsu, that
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Dong Ho. Yeah.
There we go. Like to see
Um.
it. All right,
Yeah.
men's game time. That's what I got.
Yes. Wait. Let me. Yeah. It's It's wrestling time. It's not quite a fight pit.
They call this Korean wrestling. Is this like an actual
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah, because
wrestling?
of the
Maybe it
way
is.
that they grab the leg, they have like sashes tied around them or whatever. I think that's the part that's distinctly Korean. Like they have to hold on to the stuff that's tied around them
Oh yeah,
whilst
okay.
wrestling
I just
instead
looked
of
up some
just
pictures.
free
Okay.
for all.
Yeah, they were doing some like actual. They were doing some legit version
Mm-hmm.
of wrestling. Okay, legit. All right, this is so much better than the fight pit. It's not. It's crazy. This is like
Yeah.
this was watchable.
Uh huh.
Like
Yeah.
this is actually kind of interesting. I don't know. I don't think anything really came from like oh the toughest guy is looking better kind of thing. But
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't really about that. But I don't know. It was like a fair tournament. There wasn't any like
Yeah. It wasn't like
it wasn't a battle
everybody in
royal.
there teaming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
wasn't a battle royal, so there's no teaming up. And they even did the finals wasn't a triple threat match. It was like a
Yeah.
tournament. So
And I think the
it was just
like
one on
structure
ones.
of Korean wrestling where they have to grab the specific bits made it less
Oh yeah, it wasn't as
like
violent. It wasn't
violent.
savage.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
like
great.
okay, this is a thing people do at a professional level.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah,
isn't
exactly.
anything goes MMA or whatever the
Yeah,
fight pit
yeah,
was.
exactly.
All right. I mean, we can talk about the matchups here if you want, or we can yada yada.
Um.
I was like at least a little bit curious to see who could beat who. Like,
Oh yeah. I mean, there were moments that surprised me. Perhaps they shouldn't have, but
well, it seemed like it was going to be an all three guys that are interested in Sion final, but I
yeah,
think Theo might just be a little under like shorter than the other
yeah. I
guys or
think yeah
something.
he's
So
teamed up, or he was going against Taehwan, who is I think has proven to be our most physically awkward guy on this season, but he is taller than Theo, and so that like made the difference, and he was able to win.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
Um,
I don't know how much height is an advantage on this, but
it
he's
seemed
tall
to
enough that he might have a
be
weight
helpful.
advantage on Theo, even though he's not
Mm-hmm.
as tone or whatever. But
Yeah, yeah.
but that was disappointing, right? Like, do we want it? We wanted Theo at this final, right? Like, that shit would have
Yeah,
been
yeah,
spicy.
100%. I mean, the only way it would have been interesting would be if then like Taewon got to pick first and then like suddenly picked Shion for whatever, like cuz he had said she was his second choice at some point. So like that's the only way like these picks would get interesting is then if he got first. But there was no way he was going to get first, so it wasn't going to be like this was always a fight to see who gets to pick Shion.
Yeah, so we get Jongsu beats Jonghoon.
Both of whom were going to pick Shion, right? Yeah.
Junso beats Dongho.
Dong Ho.
Junso, of course, has military background and theoretically
Mm-hmm.
should be winning this.
And Dong Ho would have been an interesting pick based on all the conversations that happen after this.
It's interesting until he picks Arin, and then it's not interesting. But it's more
Yeah,
interesting
well,
that
but
he didn't get to like pick.
I guess, yeah.
This is kind of the way I'd look at it.
But like in terms of picks that would have been like, oh no, what's gonna happen? That would have been
I would
an
not have bought
unsure one,
anything
maybe.
they sold me. But
Okay. Probably would have picked Darren, but yeah.
even what they tried to sell here was not strong.
Oh yeah, it was. They drug that out so long, and it's like I 100% knew who this man was picking.
So the final three is Jongsu, Junseo, and Taehwan, and then they do a round robin, and they leave it so that Junseo and Jongsu are the last to go, and whoever wins is going to get first, whoever loses is going to get second.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest, I was hard rooting for Jongsu to win this because
Really?
I didn't want Junseo to be able to pick Sion again. So, I mean, I feel like everybody should have been, even if you don't like Jongsu, like for the sake of the TV show, it just would have been better.
Yeah.
If Jongsu won.
Yeah, that's fair.
But unfortunately, Junseo's too legendary.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna win here. Yeah, and then this is where I wrote, like, we get a bunch of confessionals where Sion was saying, like, I was hoping Junseo would win, but it was only in the context of him going against Jongsu. So she just wanted to go with Junseo more than Jongsu, but Theo's not really part of whatever comment she's saying in these confessionals.
Perhaps
the way
I don't know. It wasn't explicit, but yeah, the placement of that confessional makes it. Yeah, that makes sense.
There we go. I wrote, is Junseo going to tell anybody that has a military background now? I don't believe we got that scene at all. So he's still
that's
like,
true. He's never told anyone.
Like casually work out. And it's fine. Just dominate.
Yeah. It is
nothing special.
Low key, high key bullshit that he's never said that to anybody, but okay.
If it's not something that he's like proud of, I guess like it could just be something
he went
did in
on
his
TV
life.
As a military man too, like so. There's a certain element of like
TV's different. He might he might want to be on TV, but maybe he.
No. I mean, not this show. I mean, he was on a show about being a military dude.
I know, but I'm saying like he might not necessarily want to talk about.
I guess
whatever happened in I don't know what happened, but
Okay.
But a TV show came up, and he was like, "Sure, I'll do the show." I'm sure there was a prize. They're probably actually prize buddy on that show.
Oh, I don't actually know the nature.
I don't know the
details
either, but usually
so,
competitive TV shows have some sort of prize.
Well, I don't even know if it was competitive, but I didn't look it up.
Well, it was competitive. Oh, when I looked it up, it seemed like it was competitive between like different special forces,
different branches of military. Yeah. Okay, got it. All right, yeah, whatever. Yeah, he gets to share what he wants. It's fine.
I instantly wrote in my notes after Junseo beats Jongsu. I was like, this is gonna be awkward for Jongsu if Junseo picks Sion. Like, what is this man gonna do? I'm actually kind of. We don't get to see at the end what he's gonna do, but I guess like it could be entertainment from like the Jongsu just continues to make a fool of himself perspective.
I mean, I assume he's gonna pick Halen.
Yeah, I kind of do too. Which, yeah, I feel like he could go with Halen, and then they could end up like, even though Halen kind of saw through his nonsense. It's like, I don't know. What are you gonna like? She knows.
Yeah, she seems like she might make a reasonable, quote unquote, reasonable pick to pair up at the end.
Yeah, I don't think there's no chance that Halen and Jungseo could not pair up. Like, they definitely could pair up in the end, but all right, free time. There's a lot of free time conversations.
Yes, because everybody's rushing around to like.
This is the part you like, right?
Or whatever.
This is what you were asking for earlier.
Yeah.
I think it's good to have it now. We talked about that earlier. I think they did. I think they did pretty well with the structure this season of how they show the episodes. So Theo and Sion. Theo has left a flower that said "I missed you" in her drawer, but she didn't find it, right? So he had to be like,
"Oh no!" I think she came into his room, so he got it out of his drawer to give it to her.
Oh, that's less cute, but okay, yeah, all right. I thought he like
hid
it in her drawer. He
didn't sneak into her space, I guess. Yeah, okay.
What? She wasn't even there. It's fine.
Okay. Oh yeah, she tells him she's confused about her feelings, and he does the whole reassuring her to take her time and figure her own shit out. And it's like, but yeah, you're who I'm picking, but don't worry about me.
Perfect thing to say. So good.
I think he's really good and sweet and a little bit funny about it because he's like, it's fine. I might cry in the shower, but whatever. It's fine.
Did he say that, or you?
Something about crying. Yeah, he
really?
definitely did. Yeah.
Okay.
But in that sort of jokey, like, don't worry about it. I mean, I'll be upset, but fine.
Yeah. I think Theo I think as we mentioned this at some point, like I do think Theo is probably the best person who just obsesses, or not whatever. He only likes one person and only goes after
Mm,
them. I think
yeah,
Theo
yeah,
is like the best version of that we've ever seen.
yeah. I agree.
Yeah. Jun Saw and Theo. Is
Yeah,
Jun Saw?
Junso shows up not to talk to Shion, but to pull Theo away for a bro talk.
Yeah.
And he's just like, "Hey, I know you're like really into her and you have a connection or whatever, but I'm going all in on her now, just so you know." And it feels very like sure informative or whatever, but like the way Theo then responds, I think is like way cooler because he's just like he's got that line about like, oh, she came into my heart and then I locked the door, but it's not locked from the inside, so she can like he's like fully pulls out this metaphor in a way that is kind of silly, but he's just like, it's all her choice, and at the end of the day, like, you can do really come after her, and I can really come after her, but it's all up to her at the end, so whatever, my dude.
They're both saying the
And
same thing, pretty
they're
much.
saying the same thing, but I like the way Theo says it better, because
Okay.
it is less that, like, it's less that sort of masculine, like, oh, watch out, I'm coming, and more like, yeah, okay, like,
I mean,
it's
that's
less
not what
about,
Jun Saw was. That was definitely not the tone that Jun Saw took
not
at all.
quite, but I do feel like Theo like emphasized that like I'm not competing with you over her. I'm just trying to like get with her. Like you don't have anything to do with it. It's not. I don't know. It's
Okay.
less that like slightly too masculine sort of competitive thing. That's at least how I took it. I liked it better.
I thought they're both great. I do think this conversation is unnecessary, but I think
Yeah.
like we've seen this conversation happen before on these shows, and I think like Jinseo, as the person who's initiating the conversation, I think Jinseo did it like as adult way as you could, and then Theo took it well as well. I guess on this show it is kind of like, well, we're not seeing the guys' relationships that much this season in particular.
Yeah.
But there is a sentiment of like, I want to be friends with everybody after the show's over.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh
I can
yeah,
see
that's
why
true.
in this weird artificial dating scenario, how Jinseo might feel like he should at least say something.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I guess you kind of like treat everybody on the show like they're going to be a lifelong friend or something. I don't know, but
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I
They
can
are
see
gonna
why it
have to
happened,
see
but
each other
it's
afterwards at like
yeah,
events or whatever. Yeah.
yeah. It's still not necessary though. I think
Mm-hmm.
you didn't have to, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I wrote in my notes, poor Minsol.
Yeah.
Poor
Yeah.
Minsol.
Or Minsel.
Yeah, we need what was his name? Songbo. We need Songbo.
Yeah. Yeah. We need Songbo back.
That's what I'm saying. Minsol, like there was another person they brought in that Minsol loved, but because of the votes of the other, like
Yep. Yep.
I don't know,
They
like didn't
fucked it up
Sion
for.
like Sion voted for the other guy, right? Like why is Sion getting a
And
vote in
she's
this scenario?
totally not interested in him. Like none of the other
Yeah,
women
it's
seem to be
dumb.
expressing
It's
interest
dumb.
in this man at all.
Yeah.
And yet there could have
Like
been something.
change this whole change or do the same format, but then people that have gone to Paradise multiple times and got multiple chocolates, like those people don't
Mm-hmm.
go. They don't go and get to participate in this game changer situation, you know?
You do have to like openly rank the people on the show to them in a way that is awkward, but would ultimately be helpful.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Like the announcer has to be like, this person, this person, this person, get on the helicopter, you're going to Paradise
Who cares?
because you're in last place.
Well, you don't have
Like,
to say that.
it is an awkward like,
it's
well,
just
there
like
will be a like,
these girls have been chosen to go to Paradise. Please go to the helicopter.
yeah, but they have to like they'd have to come up with a reason they've been chosen,
No,
or
they
else
don't.
everybody's
They don't
gonna
have to
be
do
like,
anything.
I know they don't have to do everything.
They make the
but
rules.
The other,
they have to do whatever the production tells them to do.
yes, this is true, but there would be a sense of unfairness that people would start to talk about if that were like if there's not an
If
explanation
the
of
audience, you mean to the audience?
no, I mean to the women currently on the island as it is
Who's
with
it
no
unfair to?
explanation. The women who don't get to go to Paradise to pick a new guy.
Oh, you think they'd be?
They're
like,
gonna
"I
feel like it is
cheated
unfair.
because
Yeah, 100%.
I've
So
only been to
unless you-
Paradise twice."
Yeah.
All
So
right.
unless you are very clear about the reasoning,
I'm gonna say
certain
boo-hoo for
subsection
them. I
gets
don't
picked.
give a shit. Do it anyway. Like as the audience, who cares?
Okay. I'm it just feels like you're gonna make some unnecessary tension or awkwardness.
I'm not making
way.
it. Like, what does production care? They literally, you're literally on their TV show.
I know, but that doesn't change the way people will feel about it.
Who
are
cares
on the
if
show.
your contestants are upset with you? Like, they provided 2 people that you went to paradise with already. Isn't that good enough?
I'm just saying they have to explain that to them then.
They don't have
otherwise,
to. They
everything
really
else on the show is you compete and you get a coffee date. You compete and you get to pick somebody to paradise. Like, there is a competition aspect to all
not
other
to this
times.
Game Changer section. It was just all women go and vote. And that's it.
Exactly. So if you made it not all women go and vote, then you have to have a reason. There has to be a competition of some sort instead of, it's not going to mesh well with the theme and they're going to be upset.
I think they'll be fun. I don't think
it doesn't work.
Sion would have been. She might have still been confused and crying in confessional about I don't know who to choose, but it wouldn't be about I didn't get to meet the other Game Changer.
100% somebody's going to be real bitchy about it. You think also, if
then we know that person
was
sucks.
on,
it's fine.
But you think like if Halen arrived day 1, got to go to paradise however many times, and therefore didn't get to go for this pick, you think she's going to be quiet about it? No, 100% not.
I don't know.
It's going to be a whole thing.
Idea. Also, it's not like they can't ever meet them. It's just they don't get to choose which guy comes back. That's all it is. They could still end up going with the Game Changer when they meet them eventually. It's just they should not be part of the process in selecting the Game Changer. I like the vote. I like the vote. I just don't like I don't like how.
I agree with you. I'm just saying there needs to be an in-game reason.
Is there anybody but
that is explicit?
Is there anybody but Sion that, like, I guess in my format wouldn't have been allowed to vote? Maybe Eugen wouldn't have been allowed to vote.
Eugen only went once.
I don't even think Minsole gets who she wants because Minsole is the only one that voted for the guy, right? So I guess Minsole doesn't get what she wants, but still, like, at least I don't know who voted for the other guy. I feel like Eugen might have. I don't remember. I don't know. We get it. We're talking about this too much, but it's fine.
Okay.
There's room for improvement.
Yeah.
I like it. We're stepping in the right direction. We can do better though. Let's go.
Okay.
All right. We get
Halen.
We get back to back Halen and Dong Ho and Eugen and Dong Ho, right?
Yes.
And basically, Dong Ho doesn't tell them he's decided.
Right? Yes. And they both are like, "Hey, I'm into you." And I think even Halen's like, "If you don't want me to pick you, if I get a chance to pick for Paradise, you must tell me that right now." And he does not say, "Don't pick me."
Yeah.
I think he ends up saying, "I'm going to think it over and I'll let you know."
Yeah. It seemed awkward.
Yeah.
But
it seemed like he hadn't considered the possibility that she was going to come after him,
I feel like he wasn't prepared to reject them in that moment.
He needed time to process this information.
Maybe we're wrong, but I don't know. It was a little is he going to? Well, I guess he does. He's not going to paradise anyway, so he never had to commit to anything. But I guess from if you're just thinking strategically, it's like I don't really have to choose until I have to make another choice. And as long as you never have to make that choice, you can just be like, I'll let you know before I decide, But you don't have to choose until the very end of the show.
Yeah, but we're here praising open and honest communication, right? So, like, it's
I think if he's decided or he's like 90% there, he should just be like, I'm 90% there,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Which maybe he will be after his brain resets and he takes in this information.
I think he was just like, at all. Yeah.
I think he's just like shocked at this information he's getting and didn't realize it was going to happen and has to process it.
The Halen, I feel like, shouldn't be shocking. The Eugen kind of is. Like, they never went to paradise together.
Yeah.
I feel...
And they haven't, he did talked in a long time.
No, they did talk. No, yeah.
In the beginning.
They talked because Dong Ho was like, I'm not talking to Aaron anymore because
she
didn't pick me. And then she only talked to Eugen until the campfire.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay.
And then since then, they haven't really talked. Yeah.
Dong Ho definitely has something with both of them. But Eugen tries harder, though, where she, like, tries to guilt him. Which I feel like on Dong Ho, like, it might work. I don't know, but he doesn't get to choose anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So that would I almost like would maybe leave like the 1% chance open that he might have picked Eugen, just because he maybe seems like he's somebody that could get guilted into doing it. But
Yeah, because she was trying to logic through it. She's like, you got to go to paradise with those two other women, but you haven't gone with me, and that's just not really fair.
don't really know someone until you've been to paradise with them.
Unless you know their age and occupation. Geez, you don't know anything.
Yeah, it's true. All right, Junsol and Minsol. Imagine this is your spot on why you mostly don't like Junsol, right?
Well, that and the other things where Theo has been showing good behavior and saying the right things, you know, in
so you only don't like,
with this.
Okay, in comparison to Theo is what you're saying. Oh, okay.
Yeah, for a lot of things. Yeah, they have a similar conversation to these other conversations people are having where she's just like, hey, I am into you, and she sort of says Jong-hoon, but it's like, that's not really true, right?
This one's way weirder than the other conversations. Because I don't even know what Junsol's goal was in this conversation. Like I have a
that's true. He did come to pick her. Like he came to get her. She wasn't even trying to talk to him. So that's an important context.
Yeah. Well, she was doing the move that you like, where like she feels like he's not into her, or I don't know. She felt like the ball wasn't in her court. So
yeah,
I kind of, I don't know. I feel like she could have gone to talk to him. It would have been fine, right?
Yeah. It would have been fine, but it is important to note that he did come to talk to her.
Yeah, he did come to talk to her. And I think like every time these two talk, I still love them. Like the way they played, where like Junsol, because she's given him like the the playful talk of like, so did you talk to everybody you wanted to talk to yet? Like, and then Junsol's like, it was like, no, not everybody yet. Or something.
And I think she's like, yeah, you better go do that then.
Better go talk to the people you want to talk to. He's like, stop playing, come on, let's go talk, And that was awesome. Like I love that interaction. But then when they actually go talk, it's just kind of weird. Like based on what we saw, like I don't know what Junsol
was trying to accomplish with this.
Yeah, my only thought is like he genuinely like felt bad, and he was like, this conversation was like more or less for him to like just give me anything, Minsol, where I feel a little bit less bad about not picking you. Like I don't.
Yeah,
really
like
know.
Honestly, because he asks who she's interested in. Like I think he's trying to be like, you got to back up, right? Like go for your backup. But he doesn't like he's just getting that information to soothe his own guilt, but is not giving her the information that she has to be able to act on that, right? Like, because she ends this conversation being like, oh, I think he's picking me because he just went with her, of course.
So when he ended the conversation, he did it in a weird way, which I interpreted as like, oh, this is like his playful way of like making it seem dramatic, and but he knows he's gonna pick her and it's gonna be fine. So I actually totally interpreted the same way, and I don't blame Minsol to kind of seeing it like that.
Yeah.
But in retrospect, looking back at this conversation, it's super weird. Yeah, like what was the goal of this conversation? Unless like he somehow changed his mind at some point, like after this conversation, or what?
No, but like if we're getting shown these conversations in order, this is after he's gone to Theo and been like, I'm all in on Xian.
Yeah, that's true.
And even if it's like
he talks to Xian
out of order.
This.
Even if it's out of order, like what are we missing that turns it into that from...
Yeah, my only other thought was like maybe he thought Xian wanted to go with Jongsu or something, and he was gonna let that happen if she wanted it to, wanted him to. Because when Junsol talks to Xian, he's like, which I think we see after.
We do see that after.
Yeah. He asked her like specifically, "Do you want to go with me again?" And then she says
yes, of course, yeah.
So I don't know. I think no matter what, the Minsol thing is weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was super cute way to do it. Like, just be like, let's go talk, and then you just make the conversation awkward, but then you're gonna pick her anyway. Like, I thought that was gonna be funny, but by the time they're about to pick, every single host is like hard selling, and even like the edit cuts are like going to the women, and all the women are like, oh, he's totally gonna pick you, Minsol. Right. And it's like, okay, well, now I know he's not going to be Minsol. And I was like already sad before they even revealed it, because I was like, there's no way it's Minsol now. Not one person was trying to sell me that it was going to be Xian. So I was like, wow. Yeah, I think this is probably the most sus thing Junsol has done, in my opinion. out of
Yeah.
everything you've said,
Okay.
I don't know what the point of this was necessarily.
Yeah, this was and he definitely like she asked him about Paradise and he super downplays it. He's just like, yeah, we just ate dinner and drank and that's it. You know, it wasn't like the best date up. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess there's still some confusion about how like drunk they were. I don't know. Yeah, the whole thing's weird just because even the sequence of that date was weird for the audience. I feel like so.
Yeah.
I'm at the point where I'm just doing edit reads, and I really think Sion is picking Theo now.
Yeah, yeah. Especially with the number of scenes of bummed out Theo we are getting, where the edit's definitely trying to make us feel real sympathetic to him.
Yeah, for me, it's not bummed out Theo. Like we definitely seen season where we show bummed out whoever. I guess maybe they just did that in like season 1. Yeah. I guess a lot of the people that aren't getting matches currently are probably bummed out. But yeah, you're right. We are seeing Theo more. But Theo's also tied to the main character, so I don't know. You could see it both ways. I'm strongly reading it as the season 2 edit, which is show us the spiciest date. Or make whatever you show us the spiciest date, but that's not going to be the pick. Oh, I also this is what I wanted to point out earlier. If we go back to season 2 of the show and how like dramatic and like spicy and hot that whatever I forget, it was Dex and whoever that girl was, and like they had a scene in the pool and he like pulled her pinky across the
that
pool,
was the
and everyone was like,
like...
oh my god, this is crazy, holy shit, this is so intense.
So much physical contact.
Yeah, give me Junsol every day, let's go. Yeah, Junsol is way more. Also, you know, as much as I don't like Sion's waffling or being like unpopular, but whatever, you know, like at least she's inviting the guys in the bed. Like I like that. I like that. You know, if she's like, if she's having a connection, she ain't scared. Let's go.
Yeah,
we wouldn't have gotten to this point without Sion either, so I gotta appreciate her.
I think she maybe both of them are getting some backlash from like Koreans in Korea.
Are you assuming that, or did you see something?
I've seen some like headlines that I've not clicked on, but you know, so I don't know how bad that is for her right now.
Of course they are. There's a reason.
I get why people wouldn't.
There's a reason no guy has ever accepted this offer on the show, right?
Yeah, exactly.
For us, I just think it's great, you know?
Yeah.
Even if they just shared this one great night together, that's fine with me, you know? Even if they don't pick each other again, totally fine.
Yep.
All right. What else do we need to talk here? Oh, you want your Jiyeon conversation?
Yeah, Taewon Jiyeon. Yeah, she asks him just like, "Are you gonna pick me?" And he's like, "Yes, of course." And then she's like, "Maybe don't," but in a like, you know, hey, don't take this the wrong way, but you should get to know everybody. You know,
it was a little sus though, right? Like,
how is this different from what we're talking about earlier?
What's different about Theo? And I still am a little. Like, we never actually see Theo say it, so like I don't know how he said it, or if he ever actually said it, or he's just saying he feels this sentiment now that you know, whatever. But this combined with how like the scene earlier where Jiyoung like seemed hella jealous about something that didn't happen. I literally wrote in my notes, this feels like a trap, and then Taewon asks her straight up, is this a test? So I get why he asked that question. But yeah, face value, if you want to believe that she has no, like, she totally wouldn't like overreact at all if he did choose somebody else. Yeah, it's great. It's a great thing to put out there.
Okay. Yeah, I believe that she's just being reasonable.
It was so from her. I don't know.
If you say so.
If you didn't show me the scene earlier, this would have felt totally different. But everything together. And maybe that's why they showed us a scene. Now, we don't get to see who Taewon picks here. How spicy would it be if he does not pick her? That would actually be incredible.
Who would he even pick?
Okay, so he can't pick
Sion
or probably Haylin.
Which is who I would guess he would pick. Oh yeah, maybe.
What if he snipes? Do like an RN snipe or something, like something crazy.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, I don't know how many. Yeah, the show hasn't even like indicated to us at all who he would pick if he didn't pick her. So that is.
I mean, he did say Xion would be a second choice once, and that's all we've gotten. And when he talks to Jiyeon, he's like, "I had zero interest in anyone until you showed up." I think we did get some scenes when Halen showed up where he seemed to perk up, but everybody kind of does that when a new person arrives. So
Yeah,
that's about it.
I'll say this also, like, if Taehwan actually did have any interest in another girl where he also felt like, oh, I have a chance, I feel like you should just take this offer from Jian, because the other thing I thought when Jian was saying this is like, if you're the guy in this scenario, I could totally like see them interpreting this as like, oh, she doesn't want me to pick her, you know?
Yeah.
And it's not because the reason she's saying, like, but she's trying to like be nice. Like, I could totally see interpreting that way as well. So I understand how Taehwan could be confused by this, because like he's trying to ask her, or I don't know. I think she says who you're gonna pick, and then he immediately just says you, of course. And then it felt like she wanted to say the thing that she said, and even though it felt like she didn't need to say it at all, she still said it. I don't know. So I can see from Taeyeon's perspective is like, I felt like I very much committed to her, and then she was like, but think about not picking me though. Can we just think about that for a second?
Yeah.
Maybe you don't pick me. I don't know. It's another idea. So I don't know.
But also, like, we haven't seen her express any interest in anybody else, and so like, I don't know.
But it could straight just be like, I don't really want to go with Paradise You again. Just I don't know why. She
may have had a terrible time at Paradise, but just didn't show it. Yeah, I don't know.
If Jian's the one girl that she likes, and she hasn't explicitly said, "Hey, don't pick me because I don't want to go with you," I think you just pick her, and you're like, whatever she was, whatever underlying thing, if there was anything, you just hope it wasn't anything, and then that's fine.
Yeah.
So I think we're seeing them again. I guess we're guessing Halen.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Okay. Sarah, how did they not cliffhanger us on this? Like, I was like, oh, they're gonna cliffhanger us on this Jin Seo pick for sure.
They did fucking repeat the beginning of the sentence like 4 times.
They always do that.
It was just so unnecessary because like 100%, I knew who he was gonna pick. It didn't seem like a surprise at all.
Yeah. If they didn't show us in this or even though we saw it in this episode, they're still going to show the repeated scene next time to start the show. I thought this would have been a hella great cliffhanger, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
don't know,
even though like
so obvious,
the cliffhanger would have given me hope that maybe it actually is Minsel after all. But yeah, I don't know. I would have gotten to stew in it for a week and be like, oh, maybe it is Minsel though. I don't know. Let's think about this. In the moment, though, I agree. I was like, oh, it's not going to be Minsel. I'm so upset. All right, that's it.
Now the cliffhanger is who Jungsu's going to pick, I guess.
I wrote a massive boo in my notes after he picked Sion. Wow.
Nice.
I guess, I mean, I'm predicting that some of it's going to be Theo. I don't see how, like, seeing Jungsu and Sion again is going to be, like, more spicy.
Yeah.
In fact, there's a good chance it's like less spicy if they just like don't drink as much. I don't know.
You think if they don't drink as much, they don't end up in bed together again? No, because she invited Jungsu the first. I feel like she's invited her to bed.
They're probably in bed, but I don't know if it's as intimate. Who knows? I guess we'll see.
What if
they're probably gonna get drunk?
Don't show us bedtime at all, like they've done that with other dates. Just like, nah, you know what happened. We don't need to show it.
I like how Dex actually. The host, I kind of like the hosts more this season. They're a little less conservative than they used to be. Like, well, Dex is kind of new, but Dex was like, "What? They should have invisible sheets on this show." I need to see what's going on. Know
exactly what was happening.
And then I don't know, especially like the younger woman host. I feel like she calls some of the other guy hosts out when they're like.
Oh yeah,
like they're like, trying to
real
justify...
forgiving of that guy. Yeah,
because like usually the host job on most of these shows is to like kind of justify everybody's point of view and make everybody seem kind of reasonable, or like I can see where that person's coming from. But then it must have been like it was Jungsu, right? Like,
yeah, I think so.
They were just like, you're really trying to come up with a reason that he somehow what he said was a positive. Are we really doing this? I understand this is our job, but really?
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. All right. Anything else from these episodes?
No.
The previews?
That was previews were a lot of, oh, look at all these ladies going after Dongho.
That's what you noticed the most from the previews?
I mean, that's where the first part of it was, and then
Okay.
the second part of it was, I don't know, Shion drama as always.
Well, it looked like maybe I saw this wrong, but it kind of seemed like they were going to make the Paradise dates a group date. Did you notice
Oh,
that?
right. Yeah, there was
Which
something weird happening there.
I
Yeah,
almost feel like
absolutely.
that like wasn't necessarily scheduled that way, but they were like, we need to do this. Like we have to come up with some way to make this interesting. So they want like Jungsu
Mm-hmm.
because production wanted Jungsu to beat Junseo in the thing for sure.
Oh,
And then when
yeah.
it didn't happen, they were like, all right, well, let's at least it seems like they're gonna do a group date where
Mm-hmm.
Jungsu gets to spend time with Sion while at Paradise for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And maybe that'll be interesting. I like the group date idea, especially when it's
I'm
like,
extra bummed that Theo didn't get to go to paradise this time, though,
yeah,
because then you got all three of them ignoring
yeah. See
the other woman for
what's the
Shion.
point
That would have
of
been
yeah?
that'd be
Wouldn't it have been
terrible.
better if production just decided who went to Paradise? Wouldn't that just be great?
Yes, but the contestants would not be happy about it, and
The
it would be a whole
contestant,
thing.
the contest part is trying to be. I guess we don't want that, right? Just like trying to be the
Yeah, no, that's how
well,
you get bullshit
yeah.
people on the show who act ridiculously for no good reason. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know. At some point, production, I feel like it's fair just to make the call, be like, Ji Young and Taehwan, you guys are great. We don't need you in Paradise. You can have some good moments here on Inferno. It's fine. You don't need to go like. Let's get
Yeah.
Theo out here. Theo can just come by himself and just be part of the group date. He doesn't even need to be with another girl. Who cares? It doesn't have to make sense.
No, I think you're really just going to encourage bad behavior that way, and it's going to get less authentic and more my pessimistic view of dating shows, which is all of this is complete bullshit.
But in this
You know?
case, it's not about like, oh, who's being a character on the show. It's just like Theo is part of the storyline, but because of how the games worked out, he's not getting to go to Paradise. So you really just make your production decision to be like, oh, Theo is important to the story, not because of his like personality or whatever. It's just like Sion is between, these three
Mm-hmm.
guys or whatever. It's like
But
it's
then
going to
it
be better for
becomes
the
a
show if he's
quest to be
there.
part of the storyline, like,
I guess,
and
but production can kind of
different people are going to take that different ways, and it's not
uh
a lot of it's not going to be
it's
good.
I feel like it's about the same, but it's about the same how it is now. I mean, like he's only part of the storyline if Sion is telling production he is. So I mean, people. It's so essentially just people are trying to make people like them, which is already what the show is. So
But it's like being more strategic about who you're trying to, like, you identify who seems like main character girl, and then you go, okay, I have to
oh yeah,
just focus in on her instead of like
maybe
who you
that's what
might actually
Jinsel's
have a
doing.
connection
Actually,
with,
is that what Jinsel's
What?
doing? That would make a lot of sense. Actually, he was just like,
That's
Theon's main character girl. Actually, maybe I should pull out all my stops here.
that that's a possibility, but that
That would make
sucks.
a lot
I
more
hate
sense to
it.
me than some of the things he's been saying.
I feel like that goes against all the things we've liked about him. So I hope it isn't true.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I just think it's a weird edit. But
Mm.
all right. Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah, that's it.
Up
We
till
did
this
it.
point in the season, best season.
Uh-huh.
Best season of Singles Inferno. Because even
Yeah,
season
yeah.
2 was
Mhm.
only good because of the end. So I was really worried. I got
Okay.
confident at some point, but still in the back of my mind, I was always like really worried. It was just gonna be
Yeah.
another like, oh, the guy I don't like wins in the end. But
Mm.
it was just good because the good guy won from my perspective.
Okay.
Whereas
Okay.
this one is just like I don't even think I'm gonna get what I want, but I just there's more people that I appreciate on this season than in past seasons. Whether
Okay.
that's because they're not falling for somebody I don't like, or they're saying the right things, or they're just more entertaining. There's
Mhm.
just more appreciation all around for people this season.
Yeah. Mhm.
All right, next time, Singles Inferno 4 episodes 9 and 10,
Yeah.
and then we still got 11 and 12 the week after that.
Yep. And then that's it. That's it, right? It's only 12 episodes.
That's all that's on Netflix is showing right now, so I think so.
Yeah. And that'll also be our 100th episode of this podcast. Dang.
Yes, it is. We timed it up perfectly on purpose.
Oh yeah, definitely on purpose.
Super
We
calculated.
planned it all.
Yeah. All right. Sarah, where can people contact us?
People can email us at keepwatchingpod@gmail.com, tweet at us at keepwatchingpod, Instagram at us at keepwatchingpod, leave a comment under the video on YouTube also at keepwatchingpod, or can leave us a rating or review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. And I think people should tell us what job they're unnecessarily biased against. What is your version of a DJ that is a red flag for makes you nervous about a person?
Totally fine to write, I don't have any biases towards occupation.
Yeah. I mean, if you're a good person, then good job.
But usually it's more granular than just like any DJ.
I don't know.
I follow a bunch of like, I don't necessarily watch their streams all the time, but I follow a bunch of like DJs on Twitch who just like they just you just turn on their station and it's like you got a DJ in your house. It's sick. They're doing it live.
Yeah. I'm not saying awesome. I'm not saying people shouldn't DJ. I'm saying I wouldn't date a DJ.
You're just saying if you like decide to be a DJ, you might be undateable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow. All right.
I have said I have work to do on myself. It's true, but that's where I stand right now with it.
Is there a story behind this bias?
Nope. I don't know. It's just.
Do you actually have like you theoretically talked about? I've never heard a story of somebody dating a good DJ, but if you heard a story about a bad DJ.
Oh yeah. I've heard bad
stories
have.
About
okay,
DJs. At least there's something that you're basing this off.
But it's not like I have not personally dated a DJ.
How many bad DJ stories do you have?
Just feel like they're very prevalent, but I can't recall any of them right now. So I don't know. It's just I've heard bad DJ stories.
So like all your friends. Wait, have you dated a DJ?
No, I have not dated a DJ.
All your friends have dated DJs though.
No, not all of my friends have dated DJs.
All right.
It's fine. I'm working on it. I'll probably not do anything about it. I was gonna say maybe I'll meet a DJ and realize they're a nice person. Actually, you know what? I work with a guy who is a DJ, and he is a nice person. There we go. I apologize.
I'm calling it now. Yeah, Sarah's future partner will be a DJ. I'm just calling it now.
Untrue. Nope, I don't think it's gonna happen. All right, enough about DJs. Let's get out of here.
Get out of here. All right. Thank you for listening, everyone. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
That was my DJ.